KTAR, Eyes on Parenting.
Kids these days, am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? This is KTAR's Eyes on Parenting. I'm Corbin Carson. Today I'm joined by Sergeant Fole of the Phoenix Police Department, and we're talking about crosswalks. Some alarming new figures coming out around the valley. Can you tell me all about it?
You bet. Currently, I work with the Phoenix Police Department's Vehicular Crimes Unit. Our responsibility is to go out and investigate the serious traffic collisions, one that involves either a serious injury or a death. And currently, this last year, 2016, we saw a record number of traffic deaths. We investigated 228 traffic deaths last year. Of those, 99 of them were pedestrians.
So that's a record number. This is obviously up from last year and that sort of thing, and a concern for everyone. How about for parents? I know this is a big deal for them. Anyone watching is thinking about they're walking their kid to and from school, or even kids walking. What are any tips for them?
Well, the most important thing is to put away all your distractions. I see it all the time. We've got kids on their cell phones, parents on their cell phones, not watching their kids. So first of all, get rid of all the distractions. Second of all, understand the roadway is for vehicles. It's not made for pedestrians. The city does provide crosswalks and as a means to go across the street, but you want to make sure that you are obeying the traffic rules. Don't cross in the middle of the street mid-block. Always use a crosswalk if possible. Also, one other rule to understand is that when you see the red hand come up and it starts flashing, and sometimes there's a countdown with seconds, that's not to tell you how long you have to start and go across the street. State law requires you to not enter the street once it starts flashing. So if you have not entered into the crosswalk and it starts flashing red, don't go. Make sure you wait.
All right, so record numbers around the valley as far as incidents that are happening. I assume this isn't just people that are out. This would include people that are just out walking. And also, what about people that are already in the crosswalk? I assume just because you're in the crosswalk, you don't have to, you're not like at a force field.
That's correct. However you're crossing the street, preferably in the crosswalk, again, put away your distractions and watch for all traffic. Many times, if you come up to an uncontrolled area, say a crosswalk with no lights or anything, you'll have a driver that will be nice and stop for you. Don't assume that every other vehicle on the road is going to heed that and also stop. Too many times we see people get the wave across the road from a courteous driver, and their head goes straight across the road and they continue across. You have to have your head on a swivel. I mean, be sure that you clear each lane of traffic as you're going.
And this isn't just for pedestrians. Let's take a second to talk to drivers too while I have you. I know for me, I'm constantly reminding myself as I'm pulling up to a left turn and I'm looking to the left to see if traffic comes, I almost never look to the right. And that's what every once in a while I'll glance and there's a guy saying, hey, I'm walking across the street, or I'm a bike coming. Talk a little bit about what the drivers need to do to bring this number down.
Absolutely. Anytime you're approaching a driveway, if you're going to exit out onto the roadway, you approach an intersection, make sure that you are stopping either behind the crosswalk line in case somebody comes out from behind a car or they're just crossing the road. If you're pulling out of a driveway, stop short of the sidewalk, because unfortunately we don't know from which direction they're coming. As drivers, we tend to look in the direction that the roadway hazards are coming, which is generally to our left. However, a pedestrian or a bicyclist who's traveling even faster can come from the right, and if you're not yielding to them, you could have a collision.
And then lastly, just like the question I asked about pedestrians, that you're not in a force field in the crosswalk. It is the car's road, but that doesn't mean there could be somebody walking in the street. Talk to drivers about distractions and making sure that they're vigilant and watching out for people in the road.
Absolutely. Even though the roadway is made for drivers, drivers do have to give due regard to pedestrians when they see them. So even though you may have the right-of-way, if you see a pedestrian, you are required to slow down. And some of the other things, again, we are a very transit city. We have a lot of people riding bikes, a lot of people walking out on the streets and the sidewalks. Put away the distractions, the telephone, the radio, whatever it is distracting you, focus on driving.